What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Peace and blessings to everybody. First and foremost, all praises be to the Most High, like always. All praises. Second off, I appreciate y'all. Thank you if you've been supporting the channel. I'm not a YouTuber like I always say. I would like to call myself, excuse the noise. I usually be doing this at nighttime, right? When there's no noise, but it's early, of course, as you can see outside. Yeah, I'm doing something a little different today. I've been trying to get my sleep lately. But anyway, yeah, I like to consider myself like a watchman, like a person who warns the people. There's many out there, right? But with over 8 billion people in the world, you can never have too many people that's trying to warn the people who can't see, might I say, or who don't pay attention and that's distracted by everything else in the world because you know these governments and countries they spend a lot of money. Specifically, America spends a lot of money, billions of dollars, to keep us distracted by entertainment. So that's my main goal, is to put out videos to kind of keep people thinking outside of the matrix. But anyway, yeah, man, I've been kind of sick, man. If you can't hear it or see it right now, I'm going through a cold right now, strep throat, coughing, those good things. But yeah, my son was sick, and I knew it was a matter of time because if you know about little kids, when they get sick, they sneezing on you, they coughing, they touching, getting germs and bacteria everywhere. So yeah, I knew it was only a matter of time. But yeah, speaking of my son, right? So I don't know if y'all know about if y'all hip to, I don't know the age demographic out there that's listening, but I'm an 87 baby. So I was into like the 90s cartoons, um my son, he's about to be 10. Lately he been on his 90s cartoons. So I be trying to give him a little game about the cartoons or whatever. But lately he been watching this show, Courage the Cowardly Dog, if you know about that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these cartoons, I was just telling them earlier, I say, man, a lot of these cartoons have a lot of symbolism because I'm just sitting there kicking it with him because he been watching it lately. So I'm like, man, Courage he was trying to warn the people. Because if you don't know, Courage was a dog. He was a pet to like an older couple. And this older couple would always be in like these dangerous situations. Um, where the dog, of course, he couldn't talk, but he would be trying to warn this older couple of the danger, that lies that they're in. You know what I'm saying? But they wouldn't listen. They would literally be like, go on, stupid dog. But I'm like, dang, man, every single episode, they would be in these dangerous situations, and this dog would be trying to warn this older couple. But it will always turn out that he would have to save them. And I'm like, man, that's like the life that we in. We always trying to warn our families, our friends, they never want to listen, right? Because all they hear when you trying to give them the warning is, yeah, I'm sure that's probably what most of them hear when we trying to warn them, of these serious times, man. Of course, I'm being jokey about it, but in all seriousness, man, we in some serious prophetic, man. We in some real times. And I know a lot of people can relate. Trying to warn your peoples or people that you care about, and you're trying to get them to know like the dire times that we're in, and they just can't see it. You know, and a lot of people think that it's easy to give these prophecies and these prophetic things to people, even if you're not into the Bible. You can clearly see what's going on. Of course, you got TikTokers and YouTubers who are putting information out there to you're putting yourself on the line because all these accounts is connected to our identities. You know what I'm saying? So all your private information and all that, they can do anything, freeze your bank account. It's a serious job, is what I'm trying to say. But matter of fact, let me get a scripture real quick. Of course, like I say, this is a biblical foundational channel. I believe in the Bible. Um, that's really the only thing that has been my guidance and direction. Through all this, or has given me the understanding of, the totality of what's going on in the world right now. If you don't use the Bible as a source, you know you're gonna be you're gonna be led astray concerning what's going on. um but yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 1 and 17. So yeah, 1 and 17, and I'm gonna read 18. It says, and I gave my heart to know wisdom. So when you take on the responsibility, I wouldn't even say you take on it, because I think it's not in you. I mean, it's not on you, it's in you. You know what I'm saying? You were born into this. The Most High have chosen certain people to see things, that have discernment in this world. It's kind of like a blessing and it's like a curse to some degree, because you can enjoy the benefit of just living in a world to think that everything's okay, when you can clearly see everything is out of order and there's something dark coming. Um, so yeah, and I gave my heart to know wisdom. So you can ignore it all you want, but when you can see, there's no way you can unsee it. When the Most High show you things, there's no way you can unsee it. You can enjoy life like everybody else, right? And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. If you don't know, vexation is like a frustration, a worry. It's kind of like an irritation of your spirit. It's like with with doing this, man. You got to understand. You see something that the world cannot see. The world is distracted by all the little things that Satan is trying to distract them with. Sports, you know what I'm saying? The celebrity news, things that don't matter. So you see that, and the way you see that is the same way that they're looking at what you're trying to tell them. They can only perceive the world of what the government or what the news put out there for them, especially a lot of our elders. Unfortunately, that's how they've been taught to take in information as being true or not. So they're looking at you like, who is you? I raised you, I birthed you. Or, you know, even a lot of us, we didn't grow up teaching and doing all these things or trying to warn people, because you were kind of growing into this person that the Most High have called you to be. So they're looking at you as that old person. So you're vexed with this information, you're vexed with this knowledge, because you're like, hey, look what's going on. And they can't they can't understand it. But yeah, and I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. And we know King Solomon, he had much wisdom. So he probably was seeing things way past his time, that many people couldn't see. So I'm sure he was probably, like, man, these people are dumb, Not saying that's how we look at it, but his wisdom was beyond us. So verse 18, for yeah, and much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. He that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. So much is given, much is required. So a lot of times the Most High bless us with this information, or not only the information, because everybody got information, everybody got it, but the Most High have blessed us with eyes to see and ears to hear. When Christ was talking to the disciples and they asked them, like, hey, why do you speak to these people in parables? He said, well, blessed are your eyes, for they see. You get what I'm saying? Because they had it, they had the gift of understanding, the gift of seeing something and being able to perceive exactly what it is. So A lot of these people would see Christ today walking and they wouldn't even know that he was the Son of God, because I believe it's something in their heart that they just can't see it, man. They just can't. Yeah, like I believe that a lot of people can't see it because their hearts desire something within this world. Um, in every generation before judgment comes, before the Most High sends judgment, he's going to have people to warn the people. He's going to have a selective few to warn the mass population because you can't say that you didn't know. You had Noah warning people for what, over like 100 years, I believe, almost 120 years, I believe. Oh, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so there's a certain spirit that comes with believing in this world. You have people that think they're going to be successful. They desire things of this world. But you understand that this world is finished. You understand that this world is evil. And there's nothing that you really desire in this world because you understand the full totality of it. And it's hard to understand that if you don't believe the Bible. But I'm going to give you an example, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 13 and verse 15. For this people's heart is wax gross in their ears. So it starts with their heart. They want something in this world. So when you get to talking about all this doom and gloom that's supposed to happen out of this book that you believe in, they're like, hold on now. I still got school to finish. You know what I'm saying? I still got millions of dollars to achieve. I'm going to the NBA one day. So here you come to bear bad news talking about all this end time prophecies and things like that, and they got things to achieve in this this world. So for this people's heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, right? And should be converted, and I should heal them. So there's a responsibility for us. We are the ones that's supposed to go out and show exactly what's going on and what the word says about this. So the Most High can heal them and convert them and bring them to the fold. He say, but look, and this is encouragement to the people because, like I said, it's a vexation for us. So a lot of us, we get frustrated. So I want to encourage y'all with these words today. Keep going, because your crown or your retirement, everlasting life plan is coming. Best believe it. If you believe this word, it's going to happen. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see. Because guess what? Once they got the word or what Christ was teaching the disciples, they're like, okay, we ready to die for this. We ready to see the kingdom tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't time though. We're in the last hour, y'all. We're in the fourth quarter. We on the last tank of gas, man, whatever you want to call it. So they haven't and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Man, it just give me chills, man. It give me chills that we was born in this time for this exact reason. Everybody trying to find their way in the world according to the world, but you was born for this time, and you understand your purpose according to the Most High. That's a different type of time. I want to be on the Creator's time, not the world's time. Yeah, so got that out the way, man. Of course, we in the last hour, like I said, man. You hearing the wars, man? Ain't just rumors of wars. There's wars going on. Who knows if they real or not, man? There's so much going on in deception, but all these things are meant to kind of cause chaos, cause panic, cause fear in us so we can make irrational decisions. So you got the wars going on in the Middle East. You have the oil prices shooting up, right? Fuel prices. What else you got? You got this new virus that just popped out, right? Popped out of nowhere. So it seems like Satan is throwing everything at us, man. Everything. But it's one thing that I mentioned before. I touched on it briefly in the past, a couple videos ago, but I really wanted to ask, why ain't nobody talking about these data centers? Why isn't anybody talking about these data centers? Because these things, it's serious what these things is doing, right? These things are causing famine with it, well, as far as water, it's causing a drought. I believe in Texas, man. And this is where did these big old constructs come from? These big old football fields, data centers, aka surveillance centers. That's what I'm gonna call them. I'll get into that a little later. But first off, let's get into this video right quick. Y'all listen to this real quick.
This new data centers report is extremely concerning. It found that data centers' air pollution is associated with lung issues, death, and premature deaths. Now, according to a new report, data center emissions could cause breathing issues and premature deaths for those living nearby. A report from Community and Environmental Defense Services suggests states require data centers to provide health impact assessments before they're built to prevent negative effects on nearby residents' health. Now, Ohio does not require health impact reports for data centers, but Central Ohioans are becoming more wary of data center pollutants and health risks. This is serious, people. The report was compiled by CEDS founder and president Richard Klein, who has been working in development-related concerns for 40 years. Klein found a single data center can pose negative health risks for people living at least 0.6 miles away, sometimes further. Klein said risks increase when a home is near multiple data centers. Now, a growing number of Central Ohioans live near one or more data centers or will in the near future. There are 130 data centers in the Columbus area alone, with large concentrations of data centers in New Albany, Western Licking County, and Hilliard. Klein said air pollution risks come from data centers emitting nitrogen dioxide and tiny inhalable particles that can harm people's lungs. According to the National Institute of Health, the tiny inhalable particles cause between 100,000 and 200,000 premature deaths each year. Terrible. This is worrisome. And I live in Ohio. People, obviously, this is becoming a real problem. Not good.
Where are these data centers coming from? And they about to be a serious problem and a serious threat to people. You might not think it may affect you, but as of today, there's well over 4,000 to 5,000 of them across the U.S. Now that's old news, so they're building them very quickly. If you're from Michigan, they're building one in Allen Park right now, and people are trying to fight against it. Most black people don't even think about it. This is more so the Caucasian community because they understand, and plus a lot of them stay in like the outskirts or different farmland is highly affected right now, which is very interesting that Bill Gates was buying all that farmland. Of course, to take over the meat industry, but this thing right here is going to become a serious problem. Better yet, let's get into what they say these data centers are, right? So it says an operation serving as a secure facility to house, store, process, and distribute massive amounts of data and information, basically data storage and management. So we're just taught that when we looking up a video on AI, these things are helping us do that, man. Massive amounts of data. So with all this conversation with digital IDs and things like that, right? Digital ID, aka mark of the beast, they're transitioning us into something that we have no idea. And people think that this is 10 years from now. This is very soon. We are in it right now. We're in the eye of the storm, people. We're in the eye of the storm. So while they got you watching your favorite basketball team in the playoffs, or, we worried about the Hunter virus and what's going on in the Middle East, it's stuff going on in your backyard right now. Right now. Let me tell you, these data centers, number one, you got pollution of the environment, which is causing cancer, as you've seen in the video, which you're not going to hear this on the news. Now you starting to see the effects of what the shot did years ago, right? So they're not gonna let you know the effects of these things. They're gonna let you know, oh, by the way, this is called. That's how they work. That's how they work. So pollution of the environment gonna cause cancer. The water drought, because these things they need water, so they're gonna attack all your fresh water, to prevent overheating of these data centers. Now, mind you, these things again are massive, massive. There's a video. There's a video that I seen. I mean, the lady was driving for miles, for miles. So of course, at first they're gonna have people to come work at these places. But after that, once they push them people up out of there and the AI takes over and automation takes over, like it's already doing, taking over all the jobs, it's gonna be curtains for the American economy. Not only that, the drought, water droughts, we got the pollution, the energy bills. A lot of these data centers that's in a lot of people's backyards, they're noticing that their energy bills is going through the roof, hundreds of dollars. Telling you, man, it's not looking good. But anyway, so mind you, all these things are going on. They're building all these data centers. I'm talking about fast. What are black people doing? What are we doing? What our community doing? Check this out.
This is getting serious, bro.
So you remember what we was reading about earlier about the people whose heart is wax gross, the people who don't want to understand or even hear what you're talking about what's going on, the data centers, how this world is coming to an end, because their heart desires things in this world. So let me bring you up to speed about the video that we just watched. So you have these APs. If you don't know what an AP is, it's a very expensive watch that's very popular amongst people who have obviously a lot of money because they cost a couple hundred thousand. Now, mind you, a couple hundred thousand, me and you know what we can do with that money that will be useful for our community. Not only our community, but in this time now, we need land, we need water, we need all these things. So these watches are worth a couple hundred thousand. So this company recently has decided to bring the price down on these watches. So, like I said, these watches are normally worn or bought by, a lot of the entertainers, rappers, sports players. So us, well, not me, of course, but our people who look up to these idols or these entertainers, they brought down this price on this AP watch. So they brought it to like $300. So now our people, mind you, that's in a recession. The economy is crazy right now. We rushed this mall. I think that's Somerset Mall over, near Detroit in Michigan. We go to this mall. I'm talking about they had to literally shut the event down or shut the mall down because we were running, as you see in the video, and causing havoc to buy these watches. So that's what I mean, man. So yeah, these are the people. So these are the people who have desires of this world. Because guess what? Like I always mention, Satan is about to pull their reality right from up under them, right? So when he pulls that reality from them, their jobs, their way of living, the way of eating, guess what? They're gonna want it desperately. They're gonna become very desperate. So guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna replace that. But before we do that, let's get into what the Bible say about these type of people. These type of people will be utilized for Satan's agenda. They're gonna be used against us. So not only you gonna have these data again, aka surveillance systems, trying to find us and what we doing, because you can't even Google nothing without AI asking you because your email address is like your social security number now. So they're trying to trace your information back to you. What are you looking up? You can Google something and it's on your social media now. So that's what they're trying to trace. They're trying to trace our steps, our digital steps, right? What are you looking up? They're gonna bring control in America. They're going to bring control in the world, but America will be ground zero. America will be a prison, man. I'm telling you, it will be a prison. But yeah, these people, remember a few years ago, the pandemic, where they was doing contact tracing and all this, these people will tell on you, man. You know what I'm saying? These people will tell on you, hey, he not over there. They not over there social distancing. Those type of people, because they want to get back to the normal, the desires of this world. But anyway, man, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to these people, right? This is Zechariah chapter 13. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So a lot of these people are about to get taken out the way. I'm not saying that the righteous, the people that are in the know, yes, a lot of us will get caught up in this too. But, we're going to get into that in a whole nother video. We have our reward. But these people are about to get taken out the way because they're going to be the crash dummies. As you see, they're going to be the crash dummies to go get whatever they roll out for them, as we've seen happen throughout the years. And I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined and will try them as gold is tried. So we will be tried, y'all. I'm not going to tell you we not. Of course, I'm trying to encourage you with good words, but at the same time, we have to be tried because Satan is going to be dangling all the advantages of this world, universal basic income, your housing, your house, your way of living. You can get it if you just come join this program we got. Can you take this digital ID? They shall call on my name and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. Okay, so let me see if I can simplify this the best way I can, right? So you have the Most High. It tell you the earth is the Most High's footstool. So the Most High is above all of us. He can see everything that's going on. We are a creation or a product of Him. So we all was created by the Most High. We're connected, like Wi-Fi, right? So Isaiah tell you, in the book of Isaiah tell you that Satan wants to be like the Most High, right? He wants to go into the north like the Most High and live and be amongst the stars. So think about technology, right? Technology ain't nothing but a lesser power of what the Most High created. So when you think about these surveillance centers, these data centers, what do they all have in control? Data center, digital ID, new viruses coming out every couple years. They all are surrounded by control. Control. Satan is fighting for control over the Most High. And not only that, the Most High has a mark on his people. And so do Satan, right? Have on one end Satan, who he's going to gather a lot of people through all of this chaos. He's going to cause chaos throughout the world. He's going to bring safety in war. He's going to bring resources in time of need when famines, he's causing famines. So guess what? You're going to need water, you're going to need food. So who you going to come to in those times of desperation? Satan. So, and also all these cancers and chronic diseases that's going on, he's going to have a whole system that's going to be like, here, you want it? Come sign up. Come sign up over here. But the most high people, we won't fall for it. We won't fall for it because guess what? We understand his word and we've been tapped in since the beginning, right? I'm going to show you this Revelations chapter 14 and verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads. Written in their foreheads. So that's the Most High. That's the people who survived through what's coming, who stood strong, who've been tested, who didn't take what Satan offered. Let me show you this. Now let's go over the previous chapter, Revelations 13 and verse 12. And we went through this so many times. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. So, of course, those beasts is talking about the power or the rulers of the world. Each time, these beasts desire the worship of empires or people around the world. But this beast will causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Right? So Satan is competing for the population of the world to worship him. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders. Those great wonders I'm talking about, the technology. Technology do some wonderful things that'll have you saying, wow. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be healing people. You know what I'm saying? And man, I can talk to people from another country on a screen. How amazing it. We wouldn't even think of that technology 30 years ago. We were seeing that type of stuff on Star Trek. Yeah, so, and he doeth great wonders so that, hold on, where we at? Verse 13. So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Wow. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. So he's going to be deceiving people. You get what I'm saying? We talking about Project Bluebeam. We're talking about all this AI stuff that's going to be going on that we're going to be seeing with our very eyes, that we're going to think these are spiritual miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast. What did they do in the book of Daniel? They wanted the population to bow, give reverence to these gods, which had the wound by a sword and did live, right? Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And you learn that in Revelations 19. People are going to be beheaded as witnesses of this truth, as standing by the Most High and his son, Christ. We're going to take death because we don't desire this world. That's the key recipe ingredient to denying this world, is to not want no parts of it. We understand it's wicked. We understand these things are going to happen. What are you doing with your time? You in these scriptures, you in these prophecies, you watching the world of what's going on. What are other people doing? Being entertained? I need to go get me an AP so I can stun on everybody. Our heart don't desire it. We don't want it. We don't care for it. Ain't nothing in this world that anybody can give me. I want the kingdom. I want Christ to say, well done. Well done. Verse 16. Now we're talking about the mark. So the Most High has his mark in his people's forehead. Now why Satan? I will be like the Most High, right? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, and in what? In what? Their forehead. Satan ain't nothing but a carbon copy. He's a counterfeit. He's a counterfeit. And that no man might buy or sell. So what if you have this type of system, what do you have to do? You have to crash the financial system. You have to take away the jobs and you have to crash the financial system. What's going on right now? People are losing their jobs by the thousands in America, by the thousands. What are the banks going to do? The banks are going to crash, man. All your money that you have in your bank account will be useless. They're going to be throwing money in the street, right? Telling you, man. And that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark. So it's not going to be a middle ground. You're going to either be over here with the Most High seal in your forehead, or you're going to be over here with this right here, this mark of the beast, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. I'm telling you, man, this thing is real. You're going to have to choose a side. What did Christ say? Be ye hot or cold, lest I spew you out my mouth. He telling you to choose a side. Satan telling you to choose a side. It's about to get real, man. Let me read this. This is Isaiah 30:7. Isaiah 30:7. For the Egyptians shall help in vain. They shall help in vain. So what does Satan do? What do all these empires and governments do? They help us in vain. They help us so that they can gain control or power over us. Man, the government will give you a free, remember them Obama phones? They'll give you a free phone just so they can track you. You think, oh yeah, they giving me a free phone. The government is good. Or they giving me food stamps is good. Next thing you know, you got cancer from the food. For the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. Now go, write it before them in a table and note it. And I don't know if I said Isaiah 30:7 through 30:7, but go write it and note it in a book that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. Verse 9, let's talk about these people whose heart is in this world. Verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. They don't want to hear it because their desires is in what? The world. That's your first step. If you desire this world, you need to do some serious fasting and come into the realization that this thing is done. You know, it might not seem done because they're going to bring back the normal, but with a cost. Verse 10, which say to the seers, this is what they say to us, right? See not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things. It's going to get better. What do the preachers be saying? They not even teaching the word no more. They motivational teachers. You can sow a seed. Everything going to get better. You put in $100, you're going to get back. The Most High is gonna bless you. I see a car in your future. I see that house payment being paid off. They're talking about the desires of this world. We don't care about no house. We don't care about no car. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, right? When I bought land, you know the first thing I did when I bought some land? I don't have a house bill yet. You know the first thing I did? I went and bought a tent. Hey, man, the scriptures say we be dwelling in booths, man. So even if I ain't got a house, guess what? I'm not taking nothing that they bringing. We will be dwelling in booths before anything. Of course, we're going to build a community. We're going to get houses and things like that. But if it comes to it, we will be in booths, man. Tents. Anyway, man, so get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. They don't want to hear nothing the Most High got to say, man. They don't want to hear none of that because it takes away their desires. It takes away, oh no, I got stuff to do now. You know what I'm saying? That Satan is, okay, come on. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression, in perverseness, and stay thereon. Man, our people don't want to be free, man. We don't want to be free, y'all. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We don't want to be free. We want status. We want status on the plantation. I guarantee you, if they offered let's say in America, if they offered every black person in America right now, you can leave. We will let you go. We will allow you to have free visa or free citizenship in another country. Matter of fact, we'll give you a little $50,000 to leave. They won't do it. Because guess what? We want that AP. We want that $300 AP. I'm gonna go stunt. I'm gonna go stunt with my AP. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. And with that understanding or with that type of mindset and conscience, you will be destroyed, man. Satan will utilize you first. He gonna utilize you. He gonna utilize you. So you trust in oppression and perverseness and stay there on. You stay there. You don't go anywhere because you're waiting for Satan to deliver. We waiting for the Most High. It's only two. It's only two masters. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. That's how it's gonna happen, y'all. That's how it's gonna happen. I hate to be long-winded, man, but I think it was time needed that I brought this out, concerning these data centers, because when you think about data or surveillance, look at the most the most place that surveillance is everywhere in the country. Look at America, China also. So all these Western world civilizations, they will be ground zero. America for sure. America will be a prison. I'm trying to tell you. You think these 15-minute cities and things like that is going to be a benefit for you? No, they're going to cause chaos and be modifying weather and all these things to try to make you want to be in these places. But it's not going to be freedom. So please take this video, man, and actually listen to it. Please share it. I appreciate y'all if y'all listen to this whole thing. Again, like, share, and if you haven't subscribe. This is Pilgrims in the Earth. We out.
Ready? All right. Greetings, world. Matthew here of thequestioningcenter.com. And today I'm going to teach you a little bit about the data centers they're creating across the nation here in America. So, as you all should know, AI requires a lot of energy, a lot of computing power. So in order to do that, it uses a lot of energy, which means it gets hot, right? So what these data centers are doing is they're trying to get the water from our cities, from our towns, our electricity to power these data centers to run this data scheme where they take all of our information, our likeness, our personal info, whether that be social security, driver's license, identification. They take all of these details we give to AI, whether we're using ChatGPT or Sora, they're going to use data centers to harness all of our information. But what does that really mean? Well, I'll explain. So these data centers are made by the oligarchs, the technocratic people that run this government, that pay the president to create these new data centers, to invest in AI. They're trying to invest in AI because they think it's the future. Yet what has it done besides give us a free psychiatrist online or give us infinite means to make of ourselves and family members and celebrities? It's not very beneficial for the average person besides like entertainment factor. But now we're seeing it take our jobs. Job losses are up from 10% to 26% this year alone. And we're seeing the economic ramifications of everything with AI, and the data centers are taking electricity and water from our cities. They're making our power bills go up. People are seeing their electricity bills go up in Columbus, Ohio as I speak, and they're noticing it very fast. And it's not just the electricity bill going up because of data centers. It's not just the water becoming low and limited because of data centers and other factors geopolitically, but also the fact that we're all in this world trying to figure out if AI is important for the future, because it's not that useful now. It's taking our jobs. And we're seeing that it's very much our enemy. It's impacting the average working class citizen more than it helps them. It only helps the technocratic 0.1%. And these factories allow too. I've heard as a whole, share with a friend or family member to teach them something new. And as always, I thank you for watching the Questioning Center. Have a great day.